Thank you.
Mr. Kimber! Mr. Kimber!
I ain't cutting the grass.
Mr. Kimber, I have been begging you since the 1st of July to fix those screens. It is now the end of August. You can't be that busy.
Ma'am, every time you open that door, more flies get in.
Oh, I see. So it's my fault for coming into the house.
Well, it'd be better if you didn't.
I see.
I'll take a look at the screens.
Yes, you look at them and you watch the flies come in.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I speak to you for a second?
What is it, Hester?
Can I get off tonight, Mrs. Fuller?
Tonight off, Hester, you know we're having guests.
But my fellow's driving over from Hatboro, and this is the only night I can see him.
I can't help that, Hester. This is the first weekend we've been able to have guests down here, and you cannot just get off. You'll have to see him next week.
I can't see him next week.
Yes, you can see him next week. Why can't you see him next week?
He's getting married.
Getting married? Well, then he isn't your young man, Hester.
He is till he gets married. That's why I have to see him tonight.
All right. After you serve dinner and turn down the beds, all right.
What time will you be through with dinner?
I don't know. We'll be done when we'll be done. Be sure to carry water up to all the rooms. Fill all the pitchers and basins.
Yes, ma'am.
Hester, are you going to press those slats?
Hi, Mother. Are you going out? They'll be here soon.
Yep, I'll be right back. Where are the keys to the car?
They're on the hook, where they always are. What are you so busy about? What are you dashing off to this time?
Me? Oh, I'm running for mayor.
Well, remember, these are your friends coming. Don't leave me stuck here.
Darling, don't worry. I'll be right back.
What is it now, Hester?
Could I ask Annie to serve the desserts tonight?
No, you cannot. Annie has got enough to do with her cooking. You may go when your work is finished, and that's all there is to it.
Yes, ma'am.
Come out of there, Raymond. Come on.
You're awful dumb, Aunt Annabelle.
I cannot believe you are my brother's child.
Say, who knows? I wonder how Mama's doing in Reno with the Cowboys. I bet she's in there pitching all the time.
Look here, Raymond. You are going to be here another month until the divorce is over, so we may as well come to an understanding. First of all, you have been stealing my little chalk figures and selling them to the Quaker antique shop.
Me?
Now, don't deny it. I know you have.
Aunt Annabelle, how can you call your own nephew a thief?
And if you do not stop, I am going to murder you in your bed some night. So help me!
You know, I nearly killed Mama once. Oh, they stopped me just in time. Of course, I was just a kid then.
You know, Raymond, you kind of fascinate me.
Psh, you'll get used to it. Woo! Here comes that actress. Can she stink up a theater? Hello, Miss Leslie. And how are you this afternoon?
Out of my way, rat.
Who are you, lousy actor?
You know, I can't decide whom Raymond resembles. Leopold or Loeb.
Well, another month and the divorce is over. The only thing holding it up now is the custody of Raymond. Neither one of them will take him. Oh, I'm very glad you dropped in, Miss Leslie. Will you sit down? And may I get you a drink?
Oh, I'd love it. After bouncing up and down across that field of yours. I need it.
Yes, we're trading in our car for a tank. It's the only way to reach this place. Hester! Hester!
What do you want?
Would you mind bringing a drink for Miss Leslie, please?
Gladly, Mrs. Fuller.
Thank you, Hester.
Hester seems to have you by the well-known chandeliers, Mrs. Fuller.
Hasn't she, though? It's all part of that simple country life.
Is Mr. Fuller just as crazy about it? Does he still think Benjamin Franklin makes up for the Japanese beetle?
Oh, yes. He's lost 15 pounds catching that morning train, and he's got poison ivy from the navel up. But he's still nature's child. Thank you, Hester. So tell me, Miss Leslie, how are things down at the theater?
Oh, fine. I'm playing that maid again this week. Last night, the scenery fell down right in the middle of the second act. Didn't make a bit of a difference. It was just as good. You know, I really can't understand the theater. These hams come down here, work their cans off for $1.80 a week, live in a place that a cockroach would turn his nose up at. And for what? To act. So help me. Actors will act anywhere, in anything, and for anything. All they want to do is act.
And how did you get into it, Miss Leslie, if you don't mind me asking? I'd wondered.
Oh, you know how it is. He was good looking and he could sling those romantic nothings around on stage and off. So before I knew it, I was an actress. Clayton's a very attractive man, you know.
Oh, yes. When I saw him in those tights and the firebrand, it was no treat coming home with Newton.
Oh, he's got away with the girls all right. Now that I'm cured, it's kind of fun to sit back on the bleachers and watch Clayton bat the ball around. I say to myself, my goodness, is that what I fell for? But it is. It's always the same. First the boyish helplessness, and you know, I was too afraid even to ask you to go out with me. Then that smoldering look in the eye. And would you mind if I tell you that you're very, very attractive? Then Zoe!
Say, you should see Newton when he's had too much to drink. It's this codfish look on his face, and with a slight burp, he goes into it. You know, Mrs. Peabody, I really wanted to be an explorer. That's what I really wanted to be. When I meet someone like you, I feel the call of the jungle all over again. And then he spills his drink on her and can't go into the office the next morning. They don't have to have black tights. They all do it. May I freshen your drink?
Oh, no. I just dropped in for a minute. Matter of fact, I came to talk to you about something, but I don't know quite how to say it.
What?
Now that I'm here.
What is it?
Now look, Mrs. Fuller, this isn't the jealous girlfriend speaking. It's just that, well, I like you, and I think you ought to know what's going on.
Going on?
You mean you don't know anything about it, then?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Well, it's just that Clayton and Madge have been seeing an awful great deal of each other. And if I knew the signs, I'm afraid it's in for a very, very bad time. Ordinarily, I don't interfere, but your daughter is too nice a girl, Mrs. Fuller. Anyhow, now you know, and you can do what you want about it.
How far has it gone, do you know?
Oh, it's still in the early stages, I'm sure.
Well, thank you very much for telling me, Miss Leslie.
It's probably just one of those summer romances, but girls have a way with taking Clayton seriously. He's kind of like the Japanese beetle in a way. Turns up around July 1st and wrecks all the pretty flowers. Well, I've got to be on my way. Would you like me to run over Raymond on the way out?
Hello.
Oh, Thoreau has arrived.
Hello, Miss Leslie.
Well, if it isn't Sears Row Buck.
Hello, darling. Did you have a nice day? I picked up a few things we needed, just, this and that.
I can see that.
Yeah, I quite near missed a train, though.
Oh, how'd you come out? In the baggage car?
You know, that's the fun thing about having a country home. You walk into a store and everything you see, you need. It's wonderful.
Well, as long as you're having fun. My 6:30, I'd better be on my way.
Oh, I'm sorry you have to go, Miss Leslie. Must you?
Yes, I've got to be on my way. Rush through my dinner, streak it on over to the theater, put on a makeup, fix my hair, get into a tight girdle, walk on and say, Madame is resting. Back to the dressing room. Take it all off again. To have my head examined. Goodbye, Mrs. Fuller. Goodbye.
Do you know what this is, Annabelle? Little miracle chicken feed.
Well, you better take a spoonful because I've got news.
Bad news? Mr. Kimber didn't quit.
No, we've still got Mr. Kimber. But your daughter, Mr. Fuller, is having a little romance with a taken man.
What do you mean, Annabelle? Who?
Clayton Evans. That's what Miss Leslie was here about.
Madge? And Mr. Evans?
No, don't just toss this aside, Newton.
Oh, you women! You're always taking everything so seriously. Now, when I was just out of college, I was so crazy about Maxine Elliott. You know, I used to go to the theater over 4 times a week to see her act. But I didn't break my engagement with you and marry Miss Elliott, did I?
No, you didn't, Newton.
Even still, it's just too silly. I won't even talk to her about it. Silly thing like that. Uncle Stanley's coming
Well,
out.
I'm certainly going to wait. What?
Uncle Stanley's coming out.
Uncle Stanley, when?
Tonight, just for the weekend.
Oh, don't tell me you asked Uncle Stanley for this weekend.
Oh, but I had to, Annabelle. I had to. He called me up at the office, and see, he's on his way up to Aunt Julia's, and this is the only weekend he has. It seems gonna drive him out.
Well, that's just dandy.
Oh, it's just for a couple of days, Annabelle.
Oh, just the weekend, that's all. Uncle Stanley! I have to be quiet till he gets up, and when he takes his nap in the afternoons, and close the windows because there's a draft, and everyone has to sit around and listen to him tell the tale of how he made his money as though we all hadn't heard it 700 times before. Madge's friends will have a wonderful time.
Oh, but they're young people. Won't they be outside all the time anyway?
Well, all I can say is if we ever see any of that money, we've earned it. 22 years of, oh, take my chair, Uncle Stanley. It's more comfortable. Here's the white meat for you, Uncle Stanley. Oh, look, Madge, what Uncle Stanley has brought you. A package of chewing gum. Say thank you to Uncle Stanley, Madge.
Well, Annabelle, we've been nice this long. We can afford to do it a little longer.
Sure. The tight old buzzard. No wonder he's got so much money. Do you realize in all these years, he's never given us so much as a pocket handkerchief? Just those pictures of himself every Christmas. Boy, will I have a bonfire when he goes.
Speaking of, we should probably get those put up before he gets here.
Don't worry, we'll have him plastered all over the place.
Oh, and will you be sure to have very, very steaky legs tomorrow night? Roast duck on Sunday. I picked up a few things here. Oh, here we go. I got the very special cigars he likes. The candies. I picked up some black drapes for his windows in case the light bothers him. I can't think of anything else. Can you, Annabelle?
Not a thing. It's just dandy. There was one thing I needed at this moment.
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening.
Does Esther have a headache?
She's got something.
Mr. Fuller.
Oh, Mr. Kimber, how's everything?
Oh, fine, but we need more gravel.
Didn't you say we had enough for 2 years?
I guess we figured kinda on that. Should I get another load?
Yeah, might as well. How's the Mineral holding up?
We're getting pretty low on that, too.
Well, I wouldn't worry because Mr. Fuller's uncle is coming out today.
Look, Mr. Kimber, we don't absolutely need that gravel, do we?
Well, we ought to have it. It's only $45 a load now, and you know how chickens like to scratch.
Well, you see, Mr. Kimber, the thing is everything is costing so much more than I figured. To be honest with you, I'm a little strapped for ready crash right now. I mean, I got these things we really needed, but no, those are not for you. This. But I gotta take it easy for a while.
Sir, well, you got that payment on the threshing machine due Monday, sir. You gotta pay that.
Monday, huh? Gosh, maybe something will happen by then. and I will have to pay for this. Yeah, Mr. Gibber, I got it right here. It's a Little Miracle chicken feed.
Yes, sir. It looked as if we were going to get an egg today.
Oh.
Guess something happened. Maybe this will help.
Okay, well, is that everything, Mr. Gibber?
Yes, sir. Oh, the 17-year locust just arrived, Mr. Fuller.
You forgot to give me that check to pay Hester and Annie.
Check. Yeah, oh, yes, the check. Tomorrow. I'll get that to you tomorrow.
What's the matter, Newton? Is something wrong?
No. What gave you that idea? Is Hester mad or something? Did I do something? Was he feeling
No.
Are you Mr. Newton Fuller? My name is Prescott. My property is right next to yours. This boy just threw a dead skunk into my swimming pool.
I did not.
And yesterday, he put Roosevelt stickers all over my garage. No, I want kept off my property. Do you understand? Kept off my property. Good day.
Old Republican.
Newton, you have got to do something about this boy.
Raymond, I am warning you. The next thing you do, I'm putting you over my knee and giving you the hiding of your life.
I'd like to see you try it, you old poop. Didn't even know enough to buy a farm with water. That's how dumb you are, old poop.
Don't ever talk to me about Uncle Stanley with the Raymond guy. If he thinks for one moment that... What's that? What's Uncle Stanley? Annabelle, you didn't get the pictures put up yet. Hurry, Annabelle, he's coming.
Here we go again, boys.
Hello, Uncle Stanley, hello.
Hello, you old buzzard.
Oh, welcome, Uncle Stanley.
Oh, howdy. Hello, Newton, my boy. Oh, hello there, Annabelle.
Well, Uncle Stanley, you look wonderful. Doesn't Uncle Stanley look wonderful, Annabelle? Because you look wonderful.
Yes, I've never seen anyone look healthier, Newton.
Oh, yeah. Come and sit down in this nice, easy chair. There we go, Uncle Stanley.
Oh, thank you, Newton.
Yeah.
Oh, now, young man, where's that little package I brought in? Thank you very much. Annabelle, here's a little something for the house with my compliments.
Oh, Uncle Stanley, you shouldn't have.
Oh, thank you, Uncle Stanley. Newton, look at this. It's a picture of Uncle Stanley.
Well, what do you know?
I know just where to put this.
Oh, that's all right, Annabelle. well, where's Madge?
Oh, Madge will be back in a minute. She didn't know you were coming.
Which way did she go? You know?
No, Steve, I'm afraid I don't.
Oh well, I'll go see if I can find her.
Newton, is there a window open someplace in here? I tell you, I'm feeling fast.
Oh, yes, it's the window, Uncle Stanley. Well, we'll see if we fix that. There we go, Uncle Stanley. There we go. So now, Uncle Stanley, what do you think of it?
Well, what do I think of what?
The house, Uncle Stanley.
Oh, yes. Why, it's a nice little place you got here, Newton. It's very nice indeed. You fixed this all up, Annabelle?
Oh, she certainly did, Uncle Stanley. I tell you, she worked an absolute miracle on the place.
Yes, it's very nice indeed. But, if I just might make a little suggestion.
Oh, of course, Uncle Stanley. What is it?
Well, it seems to me that stool is too close against the bookcase. It'd look better if it was out a bit.
My gosh, Uncle Stanley, you're right! You got an idea! Annabelle, look at this! It changes the whole appearance of the room! Gosh, Uncle Stanley, that is an eye, I tell ya!
Well, you know, sometimes you just happen to see these little things. Oh, I little shaver. Couldn't have been more than 6 or 7. You see, we were living in Akron then, just before we moved to Pittsburgh. And Mother, she used to take me out shopping. Well, I'd never been in a department store before, but on this particular day, Mother took me to Joseph Horn and Company.
Oh,
you see, that was one of the biggest department stores in Pittsburgh. And then we went up to the rug department.
Linoleum. It was the linoleum department.
Oh, that's right. Well, you see, the salesman, he was one of those young smart Alecs. You know, I remember he had a mustache, and he kept showing Mother linoleum with great big red squares on it.
Blue.
And
They were blue.
oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, have I told you this story before?
Oh, no, Uncle Stanley, keep going.
Well, you know how Mother, she was one of those women who always said children should be seen but not heard. Well, just as the salesman unrolled the last piece of linoleum, I piped up and I said to him,
Anybody home? Here we are for the summer. Hey, Madge, here are your guests. What time is dinner?
Oh, hello, girls. You're right on time.
Hello, Mr. Fuller. Mrs. Fuller. Where's Madge?
Oh, Madge will be back in a minute. She just went out for a bit. Hello, Sue. Hello, Susan.
Hello, Mrs. Fuller. I don't think you know Mary. This is Mary Wilcox. Mrs. Fuller. Mr. Fuller.
Oh, this is Mr. Menninger, my uncle. Uncle Stanley, these are some friends of Madge's. Now, this is Sue.
How do you do?
And that's Susan. And,
Miss Wilcox.
and Miss Wilcox.
oh, well, how do you do? Oh, it's good to meet you. Nice to see you. Now, would you mind please closing that door? There's a draft in here.
Pardon me.
Now, you girls are all on the 3rd floor. Would you like me to show you your rooms? Oh, no. We can find the Mrs. Fuller. Okay. Well, you'll be on the room at the 3rd floor at the head of the stairs, to the right, in the strawberry wallpaper.
We'll find Mrs. Fuller. Thank
Steve,
you.
drop me here.
Steve here yet?
Oh, Steve's around here somewhere, and Madge will be back soon. Now, are you sure you're all right?
Oh, sure. Don't worry about us.
It's a charming house, Mrs. Fuller.
Madge didn't say half enough about it.
Now, why don't you go up and get freshened up for dinner? It'll be in about half an hour, and you don't have to hurry.
Isn't this nice, Marion?
I love these old houses, don't you?
In about half an hour, huh? I'm gonna soak in a nice hot tub.
That's what you think.
Now, Newton, you didn't tell me you were having a house full of other people. I wouldn't have come if I had known that.
You should have told Uncle Stanley, Newton.
Oh, well, how's that?
Oh, you know what we're having for dinner Sunday night? Roast duck with that special chestnut stuffing. I'll go into the kitchen and make it myself.
Oh, Annabelle, I'll tell you something. Of all the women my nephews married, I always thought you were the nicest. And you know what? Well, never you mind, Annabelle, but Uncle Stanley doesn't forget. Now I think I'll head up to my room and freshen up a little bit.
Oh, here, I'll bring your luggage up and help you unload, Uncle Stanley.
Oh, thank you, Newton. Ah, now dang it, I knew I forgot something. Say I forgot to bring out any cigars.
Oh, Uncle Stanley, we think of everything. Look what we have here. Corona.
Oh, now, Newton, you shouldn't have done that.
Oh, but see, Uncle Stanley, that's not all I got. See, I got this special candies you like, Uncle Stanley, that keeps the cigar case out of your mouth.
Oh, now, Newton, you should have done that.
Ah.
I'll go with you, Uncle Stanley, and make sure you've got everything you need.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Uncle Stanley, what was that story you were telling us when the young people bought it?
Oh, yes, the department store story. Well, see, I was just a little shaver, and I'd never been in a department store before. And Mother took me out shopping, where we went up to the rug department.
Linoleum.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah, tell us what the salesman said and the way he looks like the sun.
And blackout.